I'm sure many of you are on the hunt for the next 100x altcoin or 1000x NFT return from the latest minting and drop. But if you continue to follow that path like 95% of new crypto investors, you are guaranteed to lose most, if not all, of the money you came into cryptocurrency with at the drop of a dime. But with investing and trading, the hardest part is keeping the money that you have made. It's not about making the money. The fun, sexy part is looking for those 10x, 100x, 1000x returns. The unsexy part, which is the space that you will actually retain that money, is the place where you need to keep as much of those profits. The key here is figuring out the emotions involved when it comes to retaining your profits. And that's what we're going to look at in today's video. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. It does go a long way and it lets YouTube know you want to see more of this content in your newsfeed. And it also helps other investors online see the non-Moon Boy, Hopium-free cryptocurrency content like it is on this channel. So let's crack on with today's video, and we're going to look at the cryptocurrency market and where we are positioned across all of the cryptos at the moment, the total market caps, and then look at simple ways to not get greedy and retain some of those profits. If you are looking for something a little extra than the YouTube videos, check out the link in the description for our free newsletter, which is coming out this week. So if you're subscribed to the newsletter, which is on the website, you will get the free newsletter coming out this week. It's just once every 2 weeks, and we go through crypto, stocks, property cycles, economic cycles, everything that's going on in the market out there. So check it out down below. That's going to give you something more than just your cryptocurrency content. Now, the first chart we were looking at is the total cryptocurrency market cap. We've broken to new all-time highs, and we've just retreated back under them this week, and we're now pushing above yet again. We're about 4 weeks up in this current run, and the previous run was around 7 weeks. We've seen this in the past where we've gone up 4 weeks, had a bit of a pullback, and then we've gone again. So as you can see from the title of the video, not to get too carried away with the freak out, is don't panic if the crypto markets crash this week. We've got the Bitcoin bull run. We're going to be looking at some returns here as well, and then figuring out the difference between our FOMOs and our FUDs. So if the cryptocurrency market crashes this week, it is possible that we're going through a correction in another uptrend. And this is natural and normal for the markets to go up, have a pullback before we go again. The difference here is that we start to get into extreme emotions because we are back into new all-time high territories, as we've seen on the major being Bitcoin, and of course the total market cap, which is made up of all of the cryptocurrency market caps. And we've seen this many times before. We've pointed that out. And so it's a matter of trying to retain that emotion. So if we cut across to total 2, this is everything excluding Bitcoin. We're just about ready to push into new all-time high territory again, but it is slightly weaker than the overall market, which includes Bitcoin. And we're going to cut across to total 3. So this is everything excluding BTC and ETH. So this gives us a better understanding of where all the altcoins are sitting. And so that again, it's even further below total 2 and total 1. So it looks like we're winding up at the moment to get that next move on for altcoins, looking for those X multiple returns. And then of course, not freaking out, not trying to panic in case we do get a dump on, because we're still quite close to these all-time highs. And some might even call this a triple top or even a double top. And so that's a bearish signal, meaning that we have come to the same price twice. But what I'm seeing here is a sign of strength, being that we're getting higher lows and an ascending triangle, and we can see that on a lot of these total market caps. So this is just a quick, easy way to cover many cryptos in one hit. And so we've got total 1 doing the same thing, but we're starting to get a close above those higher prices. Now, coming back to that title again, I know it's a little deep into the emotions, but these are the times when people can get freaked out a lot more, especially as we pull into new all-time highs. This is when new people come into the market and start putting fresh money into the market, and then they see themselves down quite quickly, maybe by 5% or 10%. And this can freak a lot of people out, and then that starts to spill over into the emotions in the rest of the market. The main thing here is to keep an eye on our lows. So provided we don't break down from these major lows, which are our pivot points, then it looks like we're in a good position to keep going again, and that any corrections that we get from these highs are potentially good buying opportunities. So that's cutting across into the top 3 totals. Now, on Twitter, I posted this tweet here. I had a huge response from a lot of people. Would you be happy with a 3x gain on your crypto portfolio from its current position right now? And there's a lot of yeses. Of course, yep. Of course, yes. If you are happy with a 3x, and looking what a 3x is a 200% return. So we'll just refer to it as 200%. 100% is a 2x. If you get a break even, 1x, nothing to it. You can think of it like the toggles on your YouTube video right now. If you're watching this at a faster pace and you have 1.5, that's a 50% return. So a 50% increase on your portfolio or on the speed that you're actually listening to this video in. And so if we're at 100%, then you get a doubling and you'd hear this even faster. So that's a 2x. So we're just going to look at a 200%, a 3x return. And according to hundreds of people, they would be very happy with a 3x. So where is a 3x going to sit us in the market cap? Well, we're currently sitting at around a $2.4 trillion market cap. Go back to Total One. We've got a 2.6. So it depends on where we're getting the data from. Let's come out at halfway at 2.5. So a doubling of 100% is going to take us, or a 2x is going to take us to 5 trillion. And if we go for a 200% or a 3x, we're going to get to a $7.5 trillion market cap. And that could seem pretty damn wild because we're going to need to see Bitcoin come up quite a lot to start to pull back some of those trillions to get us to this 7.5 trillion, which is way up here. The other markets which will have to take some of that slack, of course, are Ethereum, Binance, ADA, Solana. Everything in that top 10 really needs to start boosting its way up. So if we saw Bitcoin go to around a 3 trillion, it's currently at 62,000, that would push us all the way to $186,000 Bitcoin. ETH would then have to get to around a $12,500 ETH. Cardano, at least a $6, $7 ADA. And of course, we're just going to keep doubling these from tripling these on the way down. Solana around a $600, Ripple a $3 Ripple, Polkadot $120, $130 Polkadot, and so on. That is going to start to bolster us that 3x. And according to a lot of people, would you be happy with a 3x on your portfolio? Let me know in the comments down below. I think this is a really important point to make. Because, like I said in the intro, a lot of people are looking for 10x's, 100x's, 1000x's. But the most important part is to retain the gains that you've potentially made, your paper profits at the moment, before they turn into paper losses and all of that good time is gone. Now, if 3x isn't enough for you and you came here for 100x's, great. This is what cryptocurrency is about. We need to be getting those big multiples. Maybe consider taking some of your profits off the table as it gets to around that 3x, because as we see, 3x is a 200% return. You throw $100 in, you're looking at $300 from that point. So maybe take off that initial investment. So if things do come crashing down, the market ends sooner, then you've got at least your initial investment back, and whatever else is running in the market at that point, you'll still have some money to play. Even if the crypto or NFT or whatever it is that you're holding drops 90%, you'll still have something tiny there that you could sell. By far, this is the most unsexy part of investing, but if we're going to be taking some profits, then this is the way to look at it. We need to be taking something off the table and not hoping, dreaming that we're going to get that 1000x return. Now, it could come if you were to hold it for 10 years and it's the most fantastic project like a CryptoPunks. You just get lucky on something like that and it comes in 10 or 5 years' time. But do you really want to take that chance, especially with over 13,000 cryptocurrencies and many more NFTs coming about? Even during the bear market, there'll be more cryptos coming, there'll be more NFTs coming as well. Now, I'm not trying to get completely bearish on the whole scenario. As I've said earlier in this, I still think we have a long way to run at this point, especially with the totals all coming up to their all-time highs, looking like a solid bullish pattern on a breakout, ascending triangle, pushing higher, good support coming in. Of course, if these supports break down, we have to reassess. But as we start to push higher, this for me is very, very bullish. And this is where I start to plan to get ready for some sort of exit. Even if I'm not selling everything, at least take some of that off the table. I can completely get full of hopium and hope that we're never going to have to sell but I think we should probably be realistic, looking at the advice of long-term investors, that the hardest part is not about making the money. This is a bull market. As I've said in another post, we spend a lot of time debating cryptos, which cryptos are going to be the biggest gainers, etc. But realistically, throwing a dart at anything in the top 50 right now will probably earn solid gains in a bull market. The challenge will always be taking profits when the FOMO kicks in. Master this for mega wealth. And that's what I've noticed from the best investors of all time. It's not about how much you make, how you're making it. It's about how much you can keep and retain. And that goes for everything from taking the profits to storing them to not leaving them in cash or fiat, because obviously that is fading away as well. So what are you going to do with that? Minimizing your tax as much as possible. This is all the most unsexy stuff. Tell me where the 10, 100Xs are. I'm going to go make that Lambo money. Eventually, to buy that Lambo, you're going to have to go through this at some point. Now, if you want to learn more about that and stay up to date, of course, go and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video up down below, 220,000. We're going for that 250,000 in this bull market. And looking back on the greed and the fear, to reduce that emotion in the market, if we're running this bull market up to a $5, $6, $7 trillion market cap, the FOMO kicks in because maybe you're not going to sell that all-time high. Maybe you're going to sell far from the all-time high, but at least you have that money off the table. If you don't tell anyone, don't worry about it. Don't tell them. You're in profit. You never know what the other person is doing. They could be talking their head off online, on Twitter, on YouTube, but you never know what's in their bag. So personally, I like to keep it safe, keep it conservative, make sure I have more money than I started with, and then come back for the next bull market as well. And that also helps with the fear. If the market starts to drop as we are climbing this rally, this bull market up to higher highs and doubling, as the swings occur, it becomes far more violent in your portfolio. So even though it might be a 30 or 20% drop, it starts to feel like a lot more because the dollar values are higher, even though the percentages are the same as they previously were. So that will also clear out these emotions and give you a clearer head to make better decisions, to keep more of those gains in return, especially if you are happy from this point in time with a 3x from your portfolio currently. So that's what I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Would you be happy with a 3x from your current portfolio right now? If not, how many multiple returns are you looking for in this bull market? Make sure you've liked, subscribed, see you on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, or in the free newsletter this week. Links are in the top of the description. Until the next video, have more fun to get more done.